The woman and the man in the red car intentionally weaponized their vehicle as they were moving into the crowd.
Right now at 5 o'clock, the search for a driver who hit two protesters in Bloomington. This as we hear from the group attack near Lake Monroe. The attack that sparked protests. You may have seen our push alert about a news conference just about 2 hours ago. The attorney for Vox Booker confirming the FBI now looking into what happened as a potential hate crime.
First, Bloomington police just released photos of the suspects in that hit and run. You got to take a look at these pictures here. Officers want any information about a man and woman they say were involved. And tonight we're hearing from someone who says she saw the suspects hit the protesters. News 8 Sierra Hignite spoke to a close friend of 29-year-old Chaz Mottinger. She joins us live now from Bloomington with Sierra.
That incident happened right here on 4th and Walnut, and it's just down the street from where those protests started yesterday here in Bloomington. Chaz Mottinger is seen in this video jumping onto the hood of a red SUV as it started to drive through a crowd of protesters in Bloomington during a protest on Monday night. Her friend Chelsea Schock said it was the only way she could avoid getting run over.
They started nudging forward. They started doing it in such a way, it was like surging.
Police say that Mottinger was standing in front of the car with her hands on the hood after the driver had gotten out to move a scooter that was in the road.
Chaz and other people were standing in the front of the car, telling the woman and the man to stop moving forward, that in less than a minute there would be a clear, safe pathway for them to get through. She was yelling at them to stop and to be safe and to stop.
Up to that point, Schock says that the protest that wound through the streets of Bloomington had been peaceful.
The guy who got out of the car, he was filled with rage. It was very clear. I could not get a clear picture on the woman. They knew what was ahead of them, and they had the intention to move over those people and into the crowd.
The group was calling for the arrest of the men seen in a video attacking Vox Booker at Lake Monroe over the weekend.
The woman and the man in the red car intentionally weaponized their vehicle as they were moving into the crowd.
Schock recalls the horrifying moments after the car hit the protesters, knocking her friend unconscious.
When we got to the scene, she was lying on the ground with blood pouring out of her. Like, it was terrifying.
Now, she says, as the group prepares to protest again tonight, they will also be fighting for the arrest of the people that were inside the red SUV.
We're all on high alert, for sure.
Now, if you recognize those people that we showed you in the photos here at the beginning of the story, you're encouraged to call Bloomington Police. You can also see those photos right now on our website, wishtv.com. Reporting live in Bloomington, I'm Sierra Hignite. Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Sierra, thank you very much. The man who sparked those protests says that he's proud that he lives in a community where people are willing to stand up. Vox Booker, who we mentioned, is the man seen in the video over the weekend being attacked by a group of people near Lake Monroe. The video includes the attackers using racial slurs. Booker says one of the men even said, "Get a rope." A man who caught some of it on camera talked with reporters about 2 hours ago. Brendan Golightly said that he was camping in the area when Booker drove up and said the group told him that he was on private property. Golightly says another man drove up about an hour later and said that same group was yelling white power.
Fox heard this. He was staying very calm, and he decided he wanted to just go calmly up to them and state his piece. His demeanor when he left, he wasn't angry, he wasn't violent. He wanted to go up there, and because these people were harassing our party members, and he wanted to make peace.
I don't have the privilege to avoid racism in society. What I wanted to do was reach out to folks and see if we could establish a dialogue, if we could recognize each other's humanity, if we could build a better community, and sometimes you have to take that uncomfortable step.
And that was Booker, who you just heard from there. Indiana conservation officers tell Wish TV they are continuing to investigate the case. The Monroe County Prosecutor's Office tells us they anticipate getting the report from DNR soon and will make a decision on criminal charges. We also contacted the FBI Office of Indianapolis today. A spokesperson tells us the agency is aware of what is happening and is monitoring the situation.